You think you need conflict mediation or even conflict training, but that's not the full story. What you really need is what we call conflict resiliency. So here's what happens. Let me set the scene. You've got tension on the team. Maybe somebody says something that came a little bit from left field. Maybe there was some disrespect or rudeness or even a full-blown disagreement where there's strong emotions, maybe there's high stakes and definitely opposing opinions. And it starts to grow and fester on the team. And so what normally happens, we call HR or we call a manager to start to lead conflict mediation. Or you search for what are some conflict mediation skills. But I will tell you right now, conflict mediation and even conflict training isn't the answer. What you all need to do is build your individual and organizational conflict resiliency. Let me tell you the 3 components of that. We know that there's 3 elements based on research and our 17 years of experience to help you and your team become conflict resilient. And what I mean by that is conflict and tension, it does stretch you, but it doesn't have to break you. It doesn't have to break your team culture. So here are the 3 elements that I know people need to develop and your team to be conflict resilient. The first is emotional intelligence. Now, when we get approached by clients to help them, mediate tension, resolve a conflict, help repair relationships, the number one thing that they ask me for is, what's the script? What can we say? Is it I statements? Is it, a crucial conversation? Like, what is the script? What's the order in which I need to go about resolving the conflict? And I always say, before you even open your mouth to have that difficult or challenging conversation, you got to get right within. And that is understanding what's your conflict type? What's your relationship to conflict? Are you conflict averse? Are you comfortable in conflict? And what are your triggers? What's that thing that someone can say or do that will shake you off your ground and make you unable to be level-headed and cool as a cucumber as you're going into a hard conversation? My clients are always like, we want the script, but I will tell you this. I can give you the script right now. And I can give your entire team a conversation script. We have one called the scale method. But if you haven't got right within and figured out what your orientation is to conflict, what will make you feel safe and secure and confident to go into that conversation, it's not going to work. The other thing that we know is that we have to have relational intelligence. Now, relational intelligence is similar to emotional intelligence, but it's really focused on the actual relationships of the people on the team and the relationships of people who you might be in this tension with. I always say that it's why probably on the internet there's such hateful comments in the comment section. If you really take a look, we don't know each other. So it's easier to be rude or disrespectful when we have no stake in that there being a good relationship on the other side of the conflict. So we help people really tune into what are the relationship dynamics on the team, and that includes identity, role, power differences that can help you get to the other side of the conflict with people intact and the relationships. And then the third aspect of conflict resiliency is that you have to have what we call conflict infrastructure. So that means, we bring people to a company, we help them get the job, we put them on teams, and then we don't orient them to how do we do things here. And I don't mean just your code of conduct in the company, because everybody's got that. Everyone's got the employee handbook. What I mean specifically is what is and isn't tolerated here. So if you have a team norm that we are respectful to each other and we think about the impact of our words and actions, and that's a norm on the team, and you orient to folks to that, you're more likely to see that behavior. One, because you've documented it, but also because now the team can hold everybody accountable to these norms. And there's other parts of conflict infrastructure too, like what is your code of conduct and how does that relate to disagreements and friction that might happen on the team? So if you want to get beyond trying to settle that individual tension between 2 people, which is conflict mediation, and you want to get to a bigger ecosystem of care and accountability, that's why you need conflict resiliency. And that's what our company does too. So if you're curious about the state of conflict resiliency in your organization, go ahead and click the link. It's also in our bio to the conflict resiliency diagnostic. 8 or 10 questions and help you get a pulse on what's the state of resiliency in relationship to conflict on your team. Hey there, I'm Krista Wilson. I'm the founder and CEO of Wilson & Associates Coaching and Consulting, and sometimes they call me the Chief Conflict Officer because I kind of get in there and I help teams build better relationships and move from harm to harmony. Thanks for watching. If you want more resources, go ahead and click the description. You'll find a number of resources to help you build a more conflict resilient, healthy team culture.